Investigation into Awan. She threatened Capitol Police after they seized a laptop. What is going on here? Mark Stein has been following this story carefully. He's an author and columnist, and he joins us tonight. What is this about, Mark?
Well, it's about everything that the Democrats and the media have spent months trying to prove that the Russia investigation, so-called, is about. Everything they've looked for and failed to find in the Russia investigation is in fact going on under their noses in this particular story. We have computer interference. We have, as you said, a powerful political figure attempting to interfere with a federal investigation, as Debbie Wasserman Schultz did when she threatened the head of the Capitol Police. We have actual criminal elements. This guy was arrested trying to flee the country. We have interference from foreign politicians. These guys were given $100,000 by a prominent Iraqi politician. In other words, everything that they have been looking for in the Russia investigation and failed to find is actually staring them in the face with this mysterious guy. And that's actually before the more obvious problems with the story, which is how does one guy from Pakistan, from Lahore, his wife, their two brothers, and at least one of their sisters-in-law end up providing IT services for dozens of Democrat powerful figures. That in itself is actually pretty unusual.
Well, it is. It's an odd story from start to finish, and maybe weirdest is even after this guy was under a public cloud, even after Debbie Wasserman Schultz had threatened, apparently, the Capitol Police looking into it. And this is a news story. He worked for her until yesterday. Why would she do that?
Well, he was arrested at Dulles Airport on Monday night. She terminated his employment, which was, by the way, at the expense of you and I and every other taxpayer, on Tuesday. Most of the other Democrat congressmen for whom this family work, they got rid of this family, both of the wife and the brother-in-law and so on, back at the end of February, beginning of March. Occam's razor would suggest that the reason that she kept him on was that because she was additionally head of the DNC, he had too much on her. That's the basic explanation. He knew her iPad password, which means, by the way, you no longer need to worry about whether Vladimir Putin gave all the DNC emails to the WikiLeaks guy at the Colombian embassy or whatever it is in London. Never mind that. The fella arrested at Dulles Airport trying to flee back to Lahore actually had Debbie Wasserman Schultz's password, and there's so much collusion going on here that Debbie actually colluded with the guy fleeing to Lahore by giving him the password herself. So if it is ever expanding investigation, Bob Mueller would like something else to set his 37 Hillary donors to work on. They can wrap this thing up in the next 48 hours because it's all staring them in the face.
Well, here's the... we referenced earlier the threats that she made against Capitol Police in this, and that's a pretty strong thing to say about somebody. I think we actually have tape of this, in case anyone doubts it. Here's Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
My understanding, the Capitol Police is not able to confiscate members' equipment when the member is not under investigation. I think you're violating the rules when you conduct your business that way, and should expect that there will be consequences.
Ooh, there will be consequences, says the member of Congress to the person who, in effect, works for her.
Yeah, and that's a powerful House committee member threatening law enforcement, saying if you know what's good for you, you're going to return what she calls my laptop, which is in effect a laptop that this guy, the guy who's got borrowing money from Iraqi politicians and whatnot, is in the control and under the supervision of the guy who was arrested. And she's threatening. So again, this isn't like Trump saying obliquely to Jim Comey, can you assure me that my hopes that I will always have your loyalty will be... It's nothing to do with anything as oblique as hope and loyalty. She's saying, give me this piece of evidence in a criminal investigation, or you guys are going to get it. And
she's not a master of the oblique. She's pretty explicit.
And what's interesting is this guy, his wife, the brothers-in-law, the brothers and the sister-in-law, they've made $5 million, it's estimated, from Friday, because the Democrats, as we know, require highly specialized computer services.
Unbelievable.
You have to be able to go to Home Depot and buy the biggest hammer, and that costs money. These guys got $5 million, and they're still borrowing money from Iraqi politicians.
We're going to get the details in the hearings. Mark, great.